So here's the radical idea that flows from understanding the absurd. If the universe doesn't provide us with a predetermined purpose, and if life offers no cosmic blueprint for who we are supposed to become, then there is no hidden true self waiting to be discovered. Think about what we usually mean when we say, "I need to find myself." We re-speaking as if our authentic identity is something like a piece that fell out of a puzzle set somewhere, and if we just search in the right places, we'll locate it and everything will snap into place. We are suggesting that somewhere in the world, or somewhere within us, there's a perfect version of ourselves patiently waiting for the right moment to appear, the right person to validate us, or the right experience to trigger our revelation. But Camus challenges this entire framework. He asks us to question whether that version of ourselves actually exists at all. And the honest answer is that it doesn't. There is no cosmic blueprint. There's no secret self buried in the universe waiting for your discovery. The meaning of your life isn't written in the stars or encoded in your DNA. It's written in the small, everyday choices you make. It's constructed through the actions you take, the work you do, the people you love, and the values you live by. Your identity is not something to be found. It's something you build, step by step, choice by choice, action by action. Now, I understand this can feel scary. If there's no predetermined path laid out for us, if there's no guidebook for who we are supposed to become, then who are we supposed to become? The answer is exactly who you choose to be. That's what freedom actually means. You get to decide. You get to shape your identity through the way you live. And yes, that comes with responsibility, but it also comes with genuine power. Think about all the people throughout history who found themselves. Did they stumble upon some hidden, authentic self? No. They lived. They tried. They failed. They learned. They kept moving forward despite uncertainty. They became who they are through doing, through action, not through waiting or self-analysis. The truth is that standing still and hoping for clarity, waiting for some breakthrough moment of self-realization, won't get you anywhere. Life shapes those who act, not those who wait. So instead of asking the passive question, "Who am I?" ask yourself the active question, "Who do I want to become?" And then actually answer that question through living. You build yourself by trying things, by failing, by choosing, by taking action. The path isn't given to you. You have to create that path. You create it through the decisions you make today. Instead of sitting around waiting for clarity or some kind of mystical revelation about your purpose, do something concrete right now. Pick one small thing today that reflects the kind of person you want to be. Call someone you care about. Write down your thoughts. Take a quiet walk. Read something that interests you. Start that project you've been thinking about. Each of these steps, however small they seem, is an act of identity creation. Each step builds who you are. And Camus' point is that this is how real growth happens, not through introspection, but through engagement with life itself. But there's another dimension to this that Camus emphasizes, and it's crucial. Once you accept that there's no predetermined self to discover, the most appropriate human response isn't resignation or despair. It's rebellion. Camus believed that when the world gives you no clear meaning, when the universe refuses to hand you purpose on a plate, rebellion becomes the most human response. It's a steady, deliberate, sometimes stubborn decision to live anyway, to create meaning anyway, to make choices anyway. If the universe refuses to tell us why we re-here or what we re-supposed to be doing, rebellion says, then I'll decide for myself. I'll create meaning through my choices and actions. That act of choosing, of making something matter despite life's fundamental uncertainty and the absence of cosmic guarantees, is where real strength and authenticity begin. Camus illustrated this concept through his interpretation of the Greek myth of Sisyphus. According to the myth, Sisyphus was condemned by the gods to an eternal punishment. He had to push a massive boulder up a mountain, and every single time he reached the top, the boulder would roll back down to the bottom. And then he'd have to push it up again. Forever. To most people, that sounds like the ultimate punishment. Endless, meaningless, repetitive effort with no progress, no endpoint, no reward. It seems like a perfect metaphor for futility and the meaninglessness of human effort. But Camus saw it completely differently. He imagined Sisyphus smiling. He imagined Sisyphus finding something in the act itself, not in some imagined endpoint or final achievement, but in the very activity of pushing the boulder. Because even though his task never ends, even though he'll never reach a final destination or accomplishment, he still chooses to push. He takes ownership of his struggle. He finds meaning in the act of pushing itself, in the movement, in the persistence, in the refusal to give up even when giving up would make logical sense. This is the core of rebellion: to live fully, to act, to create, and to maintain engagement with life even when life refuses to give you guarantees or ultimate answers. And this rebellion isn't just about refusing despair. It's also about refusing to wait around for a perfect life or identity you might never find. We are often told that somewhere out there is the perfect vision of who we truly are, and that if we just look hard enough, travel far enough, or wait long enough, we'll eventually find the completed version of ourselves. But there is no finished version of you waiting in the future. You only become yourself through the act of living, through the choices you make right now, through the work you do today, through the people you love and the time you spend with them. You don't need the world to hand you a label or a predetermined path. You don't need permission from anyone to matter or to be worthy. Every decision you make shapes your identity. Every small act, whether it's writing something, helping someone, learning something new, starting something you care about, becomes your quiet way of saying to the world, "I'm here, and I'm choosing to live." Many people spend years or even decades trying to figure themselves out mentally before they move forward with their lives. But here's what Camus understood that they often miss: clarity doesn't come before action. Clarity comes because of action. You build confidence by doing things that scare you, by attempting things you're uncertain about. You find direction not by sitting with your thoughts, but by taking steps, even small ones. You don't find yourself. You create yourself, again and again, through the choices you make and the life you actually live. This isn't poetic metaphor. It's practical truth about how human development actually works. Camus once wrote, "In the depths of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer." That strength, that invincible summer he's talking about, doesn't come from waiting for life to make sense or from discovering some hidden perfect self. It comes from showing up for life regardless, from engaging with it even when you don't have all the answers, from pushing your boulder up the mountain again and again because you've chosen that this is how you live. So perhaps that's the truth behind the whole idea of finding yourself. There is no finished version of you waiting to be discovered somewhere in the world or hidden deep within your psyche. There's only the person you become through the ongoing act of living. And like Sisyphus, you may push the same stone up the same hill again and again, facing the same challenges and cycling through similar struggles. But the act itself, the movement, the persistence, the engagement, the refusal to give in, that's what makes you who you are. You don't defeat the absurd by solving life's mysteries or discovering your ultimate purpose. You transcend it by living fully anyway. That's the real rebellion.